In this video, we are going to check out the C922 Pro Stream webcam. Cue the intro. What's happening, beautiful people? My name is Jim and I am here to share with you techs and gears that can help make our lives a little bit easier. But before I proceed, if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing, and while you're there, you can also smash that like button and click on that notification bell. So I will be using the Logitech throughout this whole video. You'll also be hearing the audio from the camera as well. So this is the C922 Pro HD Stream Webcam by Logitech. This is the successor to the much loved C920 webcam. To start, let's look at the physical overview. It is quite small but heavy. Now, I think mainly because of the base. The length of the actual camera is about 3.5 inches. The width is about 1 inch. If you include the base, it's about 3 inches. The height is approximately a little over 1 inch. Now, if you include the base, it's a tad over 5 inches. For a camera this small, it has some weight on it. And I think that is good to know because it makes the camera feel more sturdy and more secure. Now, the camera and the stand can move only in 2 directions, basically up and down. You will find 3 hinges. First is on the camera, then on the middle of the base. This is where you adjust if you want this mounted onto your monitor. And lastly, at the bottom to adjust your angle to make sure that the camera sits well on your monitor. Under the base, you can also find a screw mount in case you want to use a tripod. On the front and center, you will see the glass lens. Then you'll see the Logitech logo and the HD 1080p phrase. On the end of each side are the microphones. The microphones are set up in a way that your audio will be in stereo. So meaning if I go to the right, you should hear more of me on your right side. And if I go to the left, you should hear more of me on your left side. Now, this will even be more prominent if you're using headphones. So let's talk a little bit of the features. Now, this camera has a built-in lens that has f2.8 aperture, so meaning it can bring a little bit more light. And it has a 78-degree field of view, so it should be enough, really. It should be wide enough to, you can see a little bit more of my studio, my office behind me. Now, it also boasts a full HD 1080p at 30 frames per second. It can go up to 60 frames per second, but only at 720. Honestly though, I've tried the 1080p 30 versus the 720p 60, and I kind of like the 1080p a lot more. It's just me. I'll just show you later. Now, in order for you to get the other features, you need to download the Logitech Capture, or else you won't be able to really maximize what this camera has to offer. All right, so I've downloaded the Logitech Capture. Let me just show you a couple more features that this camera has. All right, so first would be the autofocus feature. Right now, I have it turned off because, if I move a lot, it kind of autofocus, but this is how it works. So now I turn it on, and if I move closer, if I move back, it actually tries to adjust it and tries to look for me. See, make it a little bit more focused. Okay, so that's that. You can also get the auto white balance, image settings. Basically, you can adjust the dimness, the brightness, and the sharpness, and all of that stuff. So let me just reset that. So that's that. And it also has an auto light feature. So what it means is if it corrects itself depending on the light that you have. So right now I have my ring light over here, and it's set up to maybe medium. So what I'm going to do, just so we can know how well it works, is I'm going to put it down, and then I'm going to put it back up to the max. All right, so first, let's lower it to the minimum. All right, so this is the minimum, and it was actually looking for, it started to autofocus, but this is the minimum right here. All right, so what do you think? Now, let's jack it up to the max. All right, so this right here is the max setting of the light, and of course, it's brighter than the minimum, but what do you think? Now, just for my taste, I kind of like the medium setting. Just gonna remove the autofocus here. I like the medium setting. It doesn't really hurt my eyes. Now there is also another feature that this camera is selling, and that is the auto background remover. In order for you to use that though, you have to download Chroma Cam, and you won't be able to use it here with Logitech Capture. So download that, try it out. All right, so this is where I downloaded the Chroma Cam app at chromacam.me. You can try it out for free. But there is, if you want it, you know, you can purchase it for $24.99 annually or $2.08 per month. But in this case, let's just try it out. Okay, so let me just download this and set it up. So this is the Chroma Cam Lite, and I don't really know how to set this up right away, but you have business, you have streamer, you got some avatars, filters, effects. Some of this, of course, you won't be able to use with a free subscription. But this is basically what we're going to look at here. Okay, so this is the auto background remover. Blur background, which is actually nice. I think the blur background is a lot better than the actual background. Like if you have the background, because as you can see, if I move around, the chair sort of like disappears and then appears again and all that. So I guess it's okay if I know how to really tweak this to make sure it's like a perfect fit or something like that. You can move it around, make it big, but I don't know why it has cut off my anyway. So show background and then remove background, show background, remove background. All right, so as mentioned earlier, let me just show you the difference between a 720/60 versus the 1080/30. So right now what I have is a full HD 1080p 30 frames per second. So this is that. Let me switch over to the 720p and switch it to a 60. There you go. So this is a 720p at 60. Of course, because of the higher frame rate, the light that comes in the lens would be a little low. That's why it's a little dark right there. But if you see, there shouldn't be any motion on my hand here, like a motion thing. But if we go to full HD at 30, it's going to be brighter because of course FPS is at 30, but you should be able to, like, there should be motion right there, right? Even at 24, I think 24 will be even brighter, but the motion would be even clearer. So for me, I kind of like the full HD a lot more than the 720 at 60. It's probably because I don't really stream games, but if you're a streamer and you wanted something smooth, the 720/60 should meet your criteria. All in all, this camera is good, but there are two things that I wish this camera has. Number one is the privacy cover, privacy tab, because right now it doesn't have any. So if you want this camera to not video you or record your audio, you got to make sure that the light around there is actually an LED is off, or you have to just pull it out from the plug. So the second thing is I can actually pivot this, you know, to the left or to the right. It's without moving the whole camera and the base. I just think it's handy to have. So other than those two things, the Logitech C922 Pro streaming webcam is actually a decent camera. It's good for streaming for sure. It's good for Zoom meetings, and I'd say it's even good for content creation like this. All right, beautiful people, thank you for sticking with me until the end. I do appreciate that. Now, if you want to support this channel, you can use the link down in the description box below to purchase this camera, because I do get a little bit something out from that. And I also have that super thanks button down below. If you haven't tried it, go ahead, try it. You can try it right now and, you know, let me know how it works. You guys are truly awesome, and as always, I will see you in my next one. Bye.